Hi friends, I'm Julia, here today with your full body yoga workout to strengthen and tone. This is a quick and effective full body 20-minute practice and would be amazing to fit into your everyday routine. So if you're ready, let's begin. We're going to start this practice sitting up tall in our cross-legged seated position, reaching our arms above our head. We're interlacing our hands and shifting from side to side, creating length in our spine and really lifting up. Opening our arms up, we're interlacing our hands behind our back, maybe looking up to the sky, opening up through our chest here. Shaking out our arms, we're going to swivel around our legs, making our way to our all fours position, with an option to come to fists for wrists. We can also loop up our mat, creating a nice amount of cushion underneath our knees. We're going to lift up through our center. We're moving through our sunbird flow, lifting up our right leg at a 90-degree angle, and then contracting, bringing our nose to our knee, and then extending out. And we're just going to flow through this, moving at our own pace in the sunbird flow. Lifting up our leg at a 90-degree angle, contracting, lifting, and contracting nose to knee. Lifting up, we keep our foot flexed here in this flow. Contracting and extending. Really lifting through our center in the contraction. Extending our leg, meeting back in our all fours. We're going to lift up our left leg with our knee bent at a 90-degree angle and our center engaged. Contracting and extending. Contracting nose to knee and then lifting up with a flex foot. Really engaging on our glute muscles and our hamstrings. Lifting up through our center. Contracting and extending. Wonderful. Extending our leg out, we're meeting back in our all fours. We're going to extend our right foot back with our toes tucked under, rocking back and forth through our heel, and then lifting up in alignment with our spine, lifting our opposite arm. We're going to open up our arm and leg out to the side, and then lift it up. Just opening a couple inches out, and then extending up. So we're extending our left leg back with our toes tucked under. We're rocking back and forth, lifting up our leg and our opposite arm. We're going to open out to the side, lift up and down, and meet back in the all fours. And we're just going to flow through this, opening arm and leg out to the side, lifting them up and lowering. Lifting out to the side, lifting up and lowering. Lifting up through our center and moving at our own pace. Opening to the side, lifting up and lowering. Just moving a couple inches in each direction in the opening up, lifting and lowering. Lifting up, opening up, lifting and lowering. Reaching opposite arm as leg, opening up, lifting and lowering. Moving at our own pace here. Meeting back in the all fours, we're going to extend our right leg out to the side. We're going to touch our toe down towards the ground and lift it up. Moving at our own pace here, just touching it down to the ground, lifting up. Feeling the engagement through the sides of our glutes, and now we're going to extend our opposite leg, nice and quick, touching our toe down towards the mat and lifting up. Feeling our glutes here, meeting back in the center. We're going to unloop our mat, tucking our toes under, lifting up our knees an inch or so off the mat, and then stepping out to our plank. Really lifting up through our center, shifting back and forth, feeling a stretch in our calf muscles here, the strength in our arms, lifting up through our center. Great job, everyone. Lowering down to our forearms, we're still lifting up through that center, creating strength in our core. And then we're going to shift into our side plank and doing whatever modification that we would like to do today to help us feel comfortable. maybe lowering down our bottom knee. And still lifting up through the sides of our belly. Holding in our side plank. Really lifting here. And meeting back in our center. Holding in our plank. Lowering back down to our forearms. And then shifting into the other side plank. Really lifting up, maybe lifting our hips another inch or so off the mat. And doing whatever modifications are feeling good for us today. And meeting back in the center, lowering our knees down and releasing into our child's pose. Letting go of our lower back. Letting our forehead just melt into the mat. Tuning back to our breath. We're going to walk our hands up, meeting in our hero position, reaching our hands above our head, looking to the sky, hands to heart center, and then coming back to our all fours, tucking under our toes and lifting up to our first down dog. Feeling a lengthening through our calf muscles and our hamstrings, we can pedal our feet, lifting up one heel and then the other, reaching the opposite heel down towards the mat. Just flowing here, meeting back together, bending our knees. We're going to walk our feet to meet our hands at the front of the mat, releasing our neck in the forward fold, looking up halfway, and lowering. Bending through our knees, we swan dive up, meeting our hands together above our head, looking to the sky, and opening up to our mountain pose. Breathing with our hands at heart center, reaching our hands above our head. We bend through our knees into our chair position, maybe lifting up our heels into our balancing chair, and lower. Reaching our hands above our head, we bend our knees as we swan dive down, releasing in our forward fold, looking up halfway with a flat back, and lowering. Stepping back with our right foot into our lunge, coming up into our crescent warrior, interlacing our hands above our knee, and then extending our arms up. Holding here. Meeting our hands back at the mat. Stepping our foot back to the plank, we lower down. Pressing to our up dog. Releasing to our down dog. Bending through our knees, we're going to walk our feet to meet our hands at the front of the mat. We're releasing in our forward fold, looking up halfway and releasing down. Bending through our knees, we reach our hands above our head, looking to the sky, and then bringing our hands back to heart center, taking a deep cleansing breath here, and standing tall in the mountain pose. Sitting back in our chair with our hands at heart center, we can lift up our heels into our balancing chair here, and lowering, coming back to the mountain pose, swan dive forward, looking up halfway, releasing down, stepping back with our left foot this time into our lunge, just holding here, coming up a little higher, interlacing our hands above our knee. We're coming into our crescent warrior. Maybe reaching our hands above our head, lowering our hips down as much as we'd like to in this position. Just holding here. Meeting our hands back on the mat, stepping to our plank, lowering our knees down, untucking our toes. We lower down halfway, tucking our toes under and coming into our up dog. and then tucking our toes under, pushing back to our down dog. Bending through our knees, walking our feet to meet our hands at the front of our mat and releasing our neck in the forward fold. Looking up halfway with a flat back and releasing down. Bending through our knees, we reach our hands above our head, looking to the sky and back to heart center. Taking a cleansing breath here, standing tall in the mountain pose, reaching our hands above our head and swan dive down. Releasing in the forward fold here. Looking up halfway and lowering. Maybe straightening our legs out here, stretching through our calf muscles and our hamstrings. Stepping back with our right foot, we're going to open our arms up, stepping into our warrior two position. And we're going to bend and straighten our front leg, reaching our arms out and then bringing them in, flowing our arms however we would like to here. Feeling the strength in our hamstrings and our glutes. Releasing into our side angle. Our forearm is above our knee, looking up to the sky. And coming into our reverse warrior, reaching towards our back leg, lengthening through our side. Cartwheeling our hands around our front foot. And stepping back to the plank, lowering our knees down, lowering down halfway, and pushing up to our up dog. Releasing into our down dog. Really releasing into the stretch. Reaching our right foot up to the sky, we're going to find some little foot circles here, circling in one direction and then reversing the circles. We're going to shift forward onto our hands, reaching our knee towards our outside elbow. And shifting back to our three-legged dog. Shifting forward, meeting our nose to our knee, and shifting back to the three-legged dog. Shifting our leg towards our opposite arm, and reaching our leg back up to the sky. Stepping our foot in between our hands, meeting in the lunge, stepping our other foot together to meet in the forward fold. Bending through our knees, we swan dive up, looking to the sky and meeting our hands back at heart center. Wonderful job. And standing back tall in the mountain pose, we reach our hands above our head. Bending through our knees, we swan dive forward. Looking up halfway with a flat back and releasing down. We're going to step back with our left foot now into the lunge. Stepping, planting our foot in the ground, we're extending into our warrior two, bending and straightening our front leg. Feeling the strength in our hamstring and our glutes. Lifting up through our center here. Bringing our arms in and out, flowing at our own pace. Extending over into our side angle with our forearm above our knee. Reaching our arm overhead, coming into our reverse warrior, reaching towards our back leg with our arm, cartwheeling our hands around our front foot. We're going to shift back to our lunge, stepping back to the plank, lowering down halfway and pushing to our up dog. Tucking our toes under, we're coming into our down dog, really releasing into this down dog. Feeling the stretch in our calf muscles and our hamstrings. Reaching our left leg up to the sky now in our three-legged dog. We're going to find some foot circles here. Shifting forward onto our arms, we're reaching our left foot towards our left arm and then extending back out to our three-legged dog. We're going to shift forward, touching our nose to our knee. Shifting back to our three-legged dog, and now shifting our leg towards our opposite arm, and shifting back to our three-legged dog, stepping our foot in between our front hands, and stepping our other foot together, beating in our forward fold. Bending through our knees, we reach our hands above our head, looking to the sky and back to heart center. Sitting back in our chair, we're going to make our way down towards the mat. Planting our feet on the ground, our hands out behind us. We're going to lift up into our tabletop position, looking to the sky and lowering, feeling the strength in our glute muscles and our hamstrings as we lift up. Looking to the sky, holding and lowering. Great job. Lifting up our hips, engaging through our hamstrings and glutes, and lowering. Lifting up in our tabletop, holding here. Inhale and exhale as we lower. Reaching our arms out in front of us, we're going to roll down to the mat, interlacing our hands behind our neck, supporting our head. We're just going to do some little abdominal crunches here, lifting up, making sure that our elbows stay nice and open, closing off any space between our back and the mat, really pressing in through our belly button. Lifting up and lowering, moving at our own pace here. Lifting up and lowering. Extending our arms out, we're going to shift our knees from side to side here. Just releasing our lower back, releasing our abdominal muscles. Scooting our feet just a bit more in, we're going to crunch up, touching our heels. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crunching up and lowering. Lifting up, engaging through our center. We're going to shift from side to side, touching one heel and then the other heel, lifting up in the center and lowering. Lifting up, touching one heel, other heel, lifting up and lowering. Great job. We're going to shift our knees from side to side here. Just releasing. Hugging one knee into our chest, extending the other knee out. We're going to lift up, lifting up our upper body, and we're going to hug our knee into our chest. Pulse, pulse, and switch. Pulse, pulse, and switch. Really breathing into this. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Moving at our own pace here. Really gluing our back into the mat. Engaging our core. Hugging everything in, nose to knees, and lowering down towards the mat. Releasing our knees from side to side here. Just letting go. Hugging everything in. We're going to rock up to our seated position. We're going to move into our butterfly stretch, meeting our feet together, and we're just going to release forward, rounding through our spine. We also have the option to move our feet a little bit more out in front of us or closer in, whatever stretch is feeling good in our body in this present moment. Really breathing into the stretch. Rolling up through our spine, we're meeting back in our cross-legged seated position, reaching one arm up to the sky and reaching over to the side. We're coming into our side stretch. Really creating length here in our spine and our side body. Reaching up to the sky, we're reaching towards our other side. They're coming onto our fingertips or down onto our forearm. Really lengthening here. Reaching back out. Opening our arms above our head and bringing our hands to heart center. And together we say, Namaste. If you enjoyed this practice, please click the like button down below and subscribe to keep up to date with new yoga flows coming soon.